Hi, Assalamualaikum. We are from Book 1. So, before we start our presentation, let us introduce ourselves first. So, I'm Siti Sarfia binti Saiful Amri. I will be the first one to start off this video. So, let's take a look at the introduction of the company that we choose. Our company name is ASIS, owned by Mr. Kihachiro Onitsuka. ASIS was founded on 1 September 1949 at Kobe, Japan. At that time, the company name is Onitsuka Shokai, but then on 1977 they changed it to ASIS due to cooperation of the two companies. ASIS runs sportswear and footwear as well as clothing and accessories. For example, they produce sandals, sneakers, sports shoes, running shoes, t-shirt, jacket, bag and caps and more. On this day, ASIS has 1,900 worldwide outlets all over the world and they continues to grow successfully.
Hi, my name is Siti Nahafizah binti Jalani. On this slide, I will talk about economic concept. In economic, there's three concepts which are scarcity, choices, and opportunity cost. ASIS has been facing scarce in capital resources, which is in machinery. To overcome this problem, they need to invest in better machinery to produce more advanced and high-demand shoes. When scarcity arises, choices must be made. This issue has brought ASIS down to two choices, which is either to produce GT2000 or Gel Kayano. After a careful comparison, ASIS chose to produce GT2000 because it has higher demand compared to Gel Kayano. Finally, the last concept of economic concept, which is opportunity cost. Since ASIS decided to produce GT2000, it clearly states that Gel Kayano is their opportunity cost. Now, let's move on into the next slide, which is economic problems. The first question is what to produce. Due to scarcity of machinery, ASIS has decided to focus on producing GT2000, which has a lot of pros than cons compared to Gel Kayano. Next question is how to produce. ASIS has been producing their shoes using recycled materials since 2021 spring and summer season. For example, they use recycled polyester and fabrics that were made of ocean waste plastic. Next is how much to produce. Based on the graph and research that we found, ASIS has been producing their high-demanded running shoes, which is GT2000 up to 4,000 units. Last question is for whom to produce. For over 60 years, ASIS has been producing their high-performance running shoes for runners around the world, including professional athletes and individuals.
Hi guys, Assalamualaikum. So my name is Nuranisa Madhamiti Mawasafar. So now let's move for the law of demand, law of supply, elasticity of demand, and elasticity of supply. The law of demand is economic principle states the quantity of good or service demand is invariant to the price. This is mean that when the price of good increase, the quantity demand decrease. Like you see from the diagram, demand curve show the negative relationship between the quantity demand of the shoes and also the price. A pair of shoes which is RM 478 will lead to the quantity demand which is 4,000 because not everyone can afford to buy it, and because of that, quantity demand of ASIS brand will be lower when the price will become more expensive. The law of supply in economy states the amount of the product or service that supply are willing to provide increase as price increase. This because producers work to maximize their profit. Like you see the diagram, supply curve show the positive relationship between the quantity supply of the shoes and also the price of pair of the shoes, which is RM 478 will lead to the quantity supply which is 2,000 because they will be unwilling to sell their shoes at the time as they will wait for the price to maximize their profit. Okay, now we move to the elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is the measure of how responsive the quantity demand of the product is to price change. It's a key factor in economic forecasting and the price strategy. Like you see in the table, the price and the quantity demand. In the price we have 478 and 547 ringgit. And the quantity demand we have 4,000 and 2,000. Okay, so we move the in calculation 2000 minus 4000 divided by 4000 and times with 478 divided by 547 minus 478, and you can get minus 2000 divided by 4000 and times with 478 divided by 69, and the total is you can get negative 3.47. As this is category as an inelastic demand because the price elasticity of demand for this product is greater than 1, which is minus 3.47. Elasticity of supply. Elasticity of supply is a measure of how change in price affect the quantity of a good and service that is the supply. It's also known as a price elasticity of supply. Like you can see in the table, we have price and quantity of supply. So in the price we've got the same, which is 478, and we have 547. For the quantity supply, we have changed with 2000 and then 4000. In conclusion, 4000 minus 2000 divided by 2000 times with 478 divided by 547 minus 478. You can get 2000 divided by 2000 and then times with 478 divided by 69. You can get 6.93 for elasticity of supply. And as this is category as elastic supply because the price elasticity of supply for this product is greater than 1, which is 6.93.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hafsah binti Muhammad Nasruddin. So I'm gonna present about the equilibrium. Market equilibrium occurs when the supply of a good match its demand, ensuring a stable market. This is where consumers are willing to pay product at a certain price, depend on their income and their desire to own that product. And for equilibrium, we are gonna use formula QD equal QS, which is QD is the price and quantity consumer willing to buy, and for QD, the price and quantity sellers willing to sell. For government intervention, the government controls and fixes price of certain goods and services. For example, sugar, rice, and cooking oil. There are two types of price control, which is price ceiling is a maximum price and price floor for minimum price. Our group have chosen as its choose, which is a sort of company that manufacture premium items in the market. The effect of indirect tax on equilibrium price and quantity. The government intervention in the market not just control and fix price for certain goods and services, but they also do impose a tax on the sale of goods, where the price of goods might rise by the same amount of tax imposed. There are two types of tax, which is direct tax and indirect tax. For direct tax are levied directly on customer and are paid directly to the government. These tax are based on the taxpayer ability to pay. For indirect tax are levied on goods and services. For our product, which is as his shoes, we levy on indirect tax on customer of 10% service tax for all product that we sell.